We wanted a project that had a lot of impact. We didn't want to be designing something that we didn't have a market for or that nobody could really use. So we tried to think of different ideas or different problems out there in the world that hadn't been addressed yet, and wheelchair mobility was one of them.
Design Day is specifically for our capstone, the ME capstone course. At least for me, the biggest challenge with the capstone course is coming up with a good idea. Once you get the good idea, then you just kind of follow the process in order to figure out what you're doing. But that first initial step is probably the biggest challenge. And I think where the inspiration really came from is we wanted to make something that would, in the end, help somebody. Thinking of some type of product out there in the market that hasn't really been improved in a long time. And so after a lot of brainstorming and throwing ideas off the wall, we came up with manual wheelchairs. So there are 3 wheelchair groups, which we didn't know of actually until the projects were already selected. It just so happened that when we all did our market analysis and we surveyed the customers, that we all determined that the best thing to improve was the gear ratio. Faster than the actual building.
I think we came out on top actually because our prototype actually worked, 1, and then 2, our prototype definitely was designed with the user in mind, so the thickness of the wheelchair wasn't increased very much, so the user could still fit through doorways, and also the way that it worked definitely had an intuitive motion to it, so the user really didn't have to adjust how they use the wheelchair. And I was really proud of our project because we're definitely at a point where we have a finalized component, so we definitely got through all the detailed modeling and had it to a point where it could be manufactured if we wanted it to.
We had to design something very compact and very succinct such that it doesn't change the operation of the wheelchair very much. And I think designing under those constraints was very difficult just because of how limited we were and how low profile it had to be. Thankfully, we all selected different designs and we've had completely different ideas and we came at the problem from different directions. I think we're doing better than the other groups, mainly because we have a functional prototype. And that might be a sign of the design being superior as well. They weren't able to make their product in the allotted time, and we were, and we got it to work.